And I guess
we just got to pray it's not 5 supports.
Yeah, and I guess bans in this situation are kind of defensive.
Yeah.
Like, you want to prevent them from picking these champions for your own team.
The daft thing is, Amumu's already been played. Nara's already been played.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, were they the picks NNO was playing? Is Coach Tom banning NNO's first composition?
Okay.
We just heard from production, they are going to ban all disabled champions, so bans will not be a part of the Nemesis draft. So the Malzahar taken out because of Zehen-based action. Zehen, still up and available.
Yeah, that would be an interesting one to see.
I would be surprised if either of these coaches wants to pick Zehen for the other team.
I feel like that's the thing, is that if you were trying your hardest to win, I don't think you'd give it over. But I'm not sure that's the angle that they're going for here. I think it's more about what would be fun.
We'll have to wait and see. Okay, I think that is the bans done. We're going on to T1's picks. So no way. What has he got cooking for us? What is he going to lock in? He gives them Zen! He gives them Zen! What a nice guy.
Very generous. Very generous.
Tolkien just sweating profusely on the stage as he has to go up against Zen. Oh, boy. Okay, Renekton, though. Arengar. Bagarin. I mean, I'm here for it. Sejuani. Honestly, this is a very kind draft so far. I was expecting...
Wow.
Okay, Faker, Aurelion Sol coming on through.
And the Briar?
I mean, that is a pair of solo ladies for a Sejuani.
Yeah, that seems pretty brutal to play into. Not necessarily the picks I would attribute, not a pick I would attribute to No Way necessarily, but yeah, that is going to be brutal for T1, I feel.
I've got to be honest, I'm liking the way this draft is going. I was kind of thinking it was going to be a lot more Yuumi, a lot more Soraka, a lot more Sona. This is pure action, this is pure carnage, and this is some playmakers on both sides as
well.
And
then Aurelion Sol.
And an Aurelion Sol, that's true.
Yeah, just so the game doesn't go on too long, someone's going to be there to end it.
Hey, you can make plays, it's just very slow, gradual plays.
No, but I mean, at a certain point, he will just end the game.
That's true, that is very true.
You know, originally, Aurelion Sol, when they were designing him, he was just going to have a thing where when the game went past a certain point, he just ended it. That was in the original game design, yeah. Oh, Bran, bot lane? Or could be support.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah, are they allowed to trade? I assume they're allowed to trade.
Oh, Smolder.
Absolute giga scaling comp for T1. As, it's going to be a hook chat here for Carney. So it is Brand, I assume.
Bot lane, yeah.
Bot lane, yeah. I was going to say AD carry, but hopefully not.
You know, kind of works with the fact that you have the AD solo laners.
Yeah.
And the double drag, I mean, there's a lot of scaling on T1.
Yeah.
Really.
No, he's like, what have I done? You have to play against this now.
Yeah.
I desperately want to know what he just said. Oh, goodness gracious. I'm not sure this is the composition that I would have given to T1. But hey-ho. I mean, look, they've certainly got champions that can dive onto an Aurelion Sol and a Smolder in the early game. But the second we're past, like, what, 20, 25 minutes?
It's not going to be a good time.
It's just doomed.
Also, Carrier Seraphine, I think he's feeling pretty good about getting his pick. You know, Pays and Smolder as well.
Yeah.
I think the bot lane and top lane for T1, I think they would have just picked this. I think they would have been happy with this.
I mean, Doran, he's got to be over the moon, right?
Yeah.
Surely.
I wonder if he asked for this. I wonder if he requested it.
Quite possibly. I wonder if he's been practicing it, if he's been on live server. He just won Worlds. He might have just been on holiday up until this point. This could be a first time for all I know.
If I know anything about LCK players, he was probably playing Arena, as they have been doing a lot in their downtime.
Can't blame him. Who isn't? The people that are playing ARAM Mayhem, that's who.
True.
Everyone loves an augment. That's one thing we know for sure. It's time for T1 versus NNO. Our Nemesis draft coming into play, and everyone heading onto the Rift. as battle begins between T1 and NNO. Pride on the line between our two squads. And it kicks off with a dance party.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
There's murder on the dance floor.
That was some good manners initially. But then, you know what it was? It was Pays and Faker when they realized we can get some stacks out of this situation.
Bait them into a dance party.
To be fair, you can understand it. Whenever you play a champion who has, it's just that you have to get that dopamine fix when you have stacks.
Time.
Yeah,
big time. There is no greater feeling than hitting 225 on Smolder.
Yeah.
That moment, glorious.
I think that's the thing, especially when there's like a fixed, you hit this number, it's a threshold.
Yeah. Okay. NNO, we got to see some action in the early game. There's no two ways about it. They've got to make some stuff happen. But T1 with the double range bot lane, we know these guys are excellent. We know Carrier loves a range support. And he has it on the Seraphine.
Do the little singing as well.
That's the whole thing. Okay, No Way diving in onto Faker. Actually trading pretty evenly there. Good job not to get just burnt down immediately. This is one of those lanes though, Aurelia, sometimes if you don't set those minions up right, it can be difficult to get back out of the fight. And if Faker gets to just channel his Q that whole time, it can get really dicey.
I think this is really going to come down to Aguirre in this one and what he can do to set up his solo laners. The top side needs to make things happen, I think, in this scenario. If it's a passive game for the top side, I think NNO is going to be in a lot of trouble.
So obviously, Proki needs to get some abilities online before he can really contend too much against double range bot lane. But in the meantime, Pace is just going to be stacking away. Carrier getting some harassed down as well. This looks like a painful lane to start into, honestly.
That's the thing with Smolder as well, is that like his level 1's honestly pretty good.
Yeah. Has
some decent early harass. Like not the strongest, but a decent amount of trading power, especially into a brand.
All right, Doran dived onto, but Tolkien can't get too much damage down. And remember, Zehen, tons of sustain in his game.
You were telling me you've actually done a lot of research on the champion.
Basically, my largest bit of prep for this event was spamming a bunch of Zehen, because there was no way we didn't see it today. Zehen, very much one of these champions that if you can start to get ahead, or even, to be honest, if you just go even going into the mid game, you're going to be an absolute monster. The passive scaling, as you get higher levels, you get so much AD as long as fights go on. Hey, stunned under the tower. Trying to go for a dive there. The hook flashed away from by Carrier. And NNO can't quite turn it around, and it means that they keep getting just whittled down. Owner is on a ward, and NNO immediately start to flee on the bottom side. Another ward there. Owner flashing for it. Those stun comes on through, but both of them get away. Proki has a lantern as well. And NNO will get away with their lives.
Able to disengage safely from the situation. Good news for NNO, but they're still suffering in the spot lane 2v2.
Oh, the flash from Baze
no.
even dodges the hook. Beautifully done. 2 games in a row. A scaling carry and early kills. Hit comes Zucker in though. As Owner does get stunned up, but just not enough damage. Really on either side, to be honest, in these early scraps.
Yeah, lack of mana as well for Paves and Carry here to a lot back away, but the fact they had that big CS lead in the bot lane and then get that kill, great start for T1 on the bot side of the map, and I don't know, looking for a bit more here. Oh no.
Oh, Owner back in, and it's another one for Paze. 2 games in a row, 2 first kills for Paze. T1, they'll be very happy with how this one started.
Yeah, I mean, we said early momentum needed to be in favor of NNO, and now with the fact that it's the Smolder in particular with those 2 kills, a rough start.
Nice little trade from Tolkien there. The longer these fights go on, if you don't know Zehen, he's got a passive, you'll see it underneath his health bar. The more stacks on that passive, the scarier this champion becomes. Flashing in, looking for a kill, but Tolkien gets away. And here comes Sejuani. They're not going to chase it down, though. You're just going back to his jungle.
Yeah, I think Tolkien doesn't really have the health or cooldown to set something up, and I think Aguirre just couldn't chase him down there. Oh, now,
oh no, taken down Doran. with a solo bolo on the top side. 3-0 for T1 and a lead on Zehen. Things are getting scary for Tolkien.
Especially into Renekton. This matchup is only going to get worse as the game goes on.
This is the thing. Zehen wants you to be in his face. Renekton has no other choice.
Yeah, I mean, this top side, the triple melee into him, in skirmishes, he's going to have such a good time. If you don't layer the CC and blow him up before he gets his passive stacked, you're going to get absolutely cooked.
Let's see how Doran can play these out. He's got his Sheen now as well. Your Q you can use twice, so that's double Sheen procs available. You should have sustain. The second proc of the Q as well with the knockup. Huge damage on that ability, especially if you've got more of those stacks. Tolkien goes in, both characters level 6. Thorin is just destroying Tolkien in these trades.
Yeah, that's a good well. Hey, at least, look, mid lane, Noe's a little bit ahead in terms of gold, yeah?
Okay, 1 CS advantage, 2 CS advantage.
3?
But
no, that's 2. Never mind. 3?
Faker's hitting them too. This is a nightmare. Oh boy, NNO's bot lane in trouble once again as Ona returns to the bottom side of the map. I don't think T1 were expecting that route to hit. Ona and Keria had started to back away already.
Yeah,
to be honest, I'm not sure they could have closed the gap.
Angle's tricky, especially with a Thresh. You can get the brand to safety, but again, T1 happy just to farm up in this situation.
Okay, oh, just shy on the hook dive from No Way onto Faker! No Way! Gets his solo kill, he goes down, but he'll be happy with that one. Tolkien now with it all on the top side as Doran tries to escape. The stun's there, but there's just no follow-up.
Good old there from Doran to get away from that sticky situation, but a solo kill mid lane. It is answered back, but No Way, the one lane where you're seeing some pressure from NNO.
Very nicely done, 1 for 1 in that mid lane. And to be honest, for Aurelia early, those early items are going to be a much bigger spike on the Aurelia than on the Aurelian Sol. Oh god, the worst 2 champions to be saying in one sentence there. The Aurelia Sol. As now T1 continue to push in this bottom side, and I'm a little bit nervous. Coming on Brokey here, as we could have a dive, Smolder breathing fire everywhere. Brokey's still alive though, and Pace jump, there we go.
Wait.
Oh no, it's a 1 for 1. It's a disaster for T1.
The final tower hit and the burn as well. I think it's a good trade for NNO considering the dire situation they were in. He'll absolutely take a 1 for 1 there. I think a bit of an overstep to T1 and Pace. Given a lot of gold in return for that death. We'll see the replay, all the no mana for Faker. And just a little bit of a dangerous recall here. Maybe shopping already, gets caught out, and then everything lands. Unfortunately, the flash doesn't get him to safety though. And it is a 1 for 1.
Yeah, slightly awkward flash, but he does not care. Does that look like a man who cares whether his flash was perfect? I don't think so.
You know, he can put solo killed Faker in the resume, and that's all that matters.
Exactly. Okay, now No Way in a bit of trouble as Keria comes in to help out. The stun out from Faker, the root is there as well. And No Way punished for his transgressions in the mid lane.
But Keria helped, so it wasn't a solo kill, importantly.
I've got devastating news for you. It was a solo kill earlier.
When he died in the tower, yeah.
Brokey going forwards, Pays chunked and will be forced to flash away over the wall. Carney gonna hunt for a hook, but action. Oh, what a shot from Ona across the map. The lantern will keep him alive for a little bit, but Brokey's gonna go down anyway. Keria with the first one as Ona chunked himself, doesn't have the sustain just yet, and he's gonna go down. In fact, No Way will be gifted this one. No, he won't. Never mind. Urine grabs it.
I mean, threaded the needle with the ultimate. I was wondering coming into this game if Ona was having to look at the tooltips for Briar on this one, but he seems to have a pretty good understanding of the ult there and finds a good angle. Unfortunately, does go down in the trade, and I don't know going to be able to take the dragon.
Oh, flash forward from Tolkien.
So
Doran,
close.
good movement. Flashes out to safety, and the Q will sustain him back up again. So should be just about okay in the top side. Big damage on Brokey from Faker. Carney was moving over. Brokey getting really jumped. His Pays moves in. He gets the Drake. That was a single auto attack, I'm pretty sure.
And it feels like the role of stealing objectives is a T180 carry tradition. Hayes manages to get it there. We'll have to get a lot more to live up to.
Stun doesn't land, but no way. I think it's just going to go down. Pays with the kill there. Carney trades it. And now for a bit of supportal combat, but I think both of them just going to walk away here. And do you even want to push the wave? Yes, says Carrier. He wants some CS for himself.
Yeah, I think he can crash the wave. Going to favor you there, but Pays getting the dragon. Trader kills coming out as well. Still looking very favored for T1 with how things have been going, but NNO trying to fight back. And especially Tolkien, considering how the top lane match has been a little bit pear-shaped, nearly did find the solo kill onto Doran.
Let's take another look. As it looked like maybe No Way could find an angle here, to be honest. Aurelia very good at bursting down these squishy targets. The stun going wide. I don't think they realized Carrier was still there.
He honestly still did so much damage, considering the stun didn't connect.
Yeah.
That tension, we think, they get the kill. Oh!
Tolkien's down! Owen has moved up to the top side. Well, with 2 auto attackers in that top lane with Grubs on your side as well. Dortmund's going to make short work of that tower.
Ult used by Ona there, so I assume connected with that onto Tolkien. Unfortunately, this top lane matchup, we saw that near solo kill from Tolkien. I think with the second kill in the place for Doran, it's going to be pretty rough. Oh, he cancelled the recall.
I'm going to be honest, there's not a lot of damage here from NNO. Oh, it's good in long fights. Okay, there's the damage as he comes on in. The stun lands. That's going to be one for No Way. A shutdown nonetheless as well. 2-3-1 now. As he'll start to come back into this game. The CC chain is disgusting as both top laners destroyed. Oh, Brokey in trouble as well. The flash from Faker to dodge the stun and finds himself a double kill.
That was clean. Also Carrier with the predict on the dash with the ultimate. Sets it up so well, and T1 getting a couple of nice kills on the box side of the map. No Way, though, is getting a lot of gold here, so definitely feels like he's going to be the main carry for the team.
Yeah.
But it's a huge gold lead for T1 right now.
I'm not going to lie, remember earlier when we were like, if T1 gets ahead, it's going to be really... I mean, look at the scaling. They're already almost 5k gold up. It's going to be 5k as this tower falls. They've got a Smolder. They've got an Aurelian Soul. They've got a Zehen. This is terrifying. Can you imagine being up against T1? This is the draft, and this is the gold lead?
And in terms of the stack checks, Pays is already at 135. He's going pretty fast.
Not bad.
That's got the the bounces, and as soon as you get that, you can just stack like every wave. You should get every single stack really easily.
Because that's the thing about Smolder as well. The speed at which you can stack rapidly increases once you get that first checkpoint on your queue, and the second checkpoint as well. Doran dashes himself to safety with the Orient Rush. Don't think NNO will find a chance here.
Turret plating will soon fall.
Plate's going to go down soon. And I feel like Pix is going to be a good angle for NNO. I think straight 5v5 is going to be a bit of a struggle because they are quite short-ranged, playing into things like the Aurelian Soul, like the Seraphine even. I think the ult value so high.
Brokey is so squishy. Has a great little hook there. And it's going to be a pull under the tower. Carrier's going down. Brokey narrowly survives as Carney finding his angles, finding his opportunities. Pays with the cleanse though, looking for the kills, finds it before he goes down.
Carney so clean on the thresh there, landing everything. And that's Tolkien looking.
Tolkien finds a stun here, but the longer it goes on, the worse it gets for the Renekton. Doran just demolishing on the top side. A hat trick now on the Zehen. He's up to the tier 2 already.
Yeah, if I was Tolkien, I would be looking at my mid laner.
Hey, No Way, how do you fancy a lane swap right now?
I'd be asking, why did you pick me this matchup? Why did you give him this brand new champion?
Oh, it was looking good when you're in on this one until Faker arrived. And now,
oh, nice dodge.
A little too much. Under the tower they go. Ona happy to dive forward for this one. The TP coming on through from NNO. No Way looking for an angle. Carney going for the hook again, and he finds it once more. No Way diving into the action. The sustain is there, but I don't think it'll quite be enough. Oh, maybe it will. The stun comes through from Faker as he's channeling, but he's out of mana. And Carney wide on the hook for once. The route across the team, but Pays is just free firing. Pays is taking them down. There's another kill on the Smolder as Brokey trying to get away, but there's nowhere to go. Flashing under his tower, and he will survive.
But Brokey did so much damage there, but just the low health bar is not quite enough to take them out. And Carney, first time misses a hook, I feel there. Unfortunately, not able to find more. It's still T1 getting more and more advantages on the back of these plays. Okay.
Diving in, looking for Carrier, but he can't quite get it. And it's another one for the bot lane to T1.
You know, it never feels good to be 0-5 in Renekton, but this is a horrible game to be 0-5 in Renekton right now. And he's trying, he's still trying, I'll give him that.
Maybe the horrible game is the reason he's 0-5 on Renekton. Maybe these two things are connected in some way.
I think you might be onto something there.
They call me Sherlock back home. I don't know why, they won't tell me. But, I'll try and work it out. 7k gold lead for T1. NNO, I think at this point against the ropes, but they're still going for it. They're still fighting. But it does feel like the longer this goes on, the more confident Ona seems to get as well. He's also just flying on through, Ona diving into the midst of everyone. And it's so easy for these two dragons to follow up.
Honestly, hasn't been too much control of the dragons themselves, you know, only one for T1. Feels like that's kind of been forgotten a bit in this game. When you mention the two dragons, it did make me think of the dragons.
So interestingly, now that they're getting their second dragon, with Smolder and Aurelion Soul, does that mean they just get Soul now? That's 4 dragons, right?
No, it doesn't quite work like that.
No? No, okay. I thought you'd love a bit of dragon humor. That's all the LCK is, isn't it? Banter about dragons?
We do a lot of that. We do a lot of that. And it is a Cloud Soul, which Atlas loves. And he is king of the dragon humor, so... Oh, there's a snipe.
No way, jump in. Oh. The lantern, the double charm as well, the roots galore. Doran diving into the action. As NNO over the wall, watching Carney dive, doing nothing, hoping for a pick. Onto Ona, they find their target. Stun comes on through, the burn is there, and it's not enough!
He's dying!
He's still alive! The sustain coming on through! Oh god, NNO is bad to worse at this point as Paze is here to finish the kill as well. Tolkien,
run away, Tolkien, run away.
Just wondering what on earth is going on.
Oh man, no!
Oh god, he can't even get away at this point. Thorin looking to chase him down. Goes for the pull on in. The Dread return, and it is Dread. All it is this game for Tolkien. Thorin over the wall. In an awkward spot. Will be stunned up. He's underneath the tower, but the rest of T1 happy to dive on it. As it's another one to Tolkien. Carney gets a hook, but it's 2 for Doran in the fight, and no way, has no way home at this point. Doran tanking a lot of damage from that tower, though. Needs to be a little cautious, but we're 18 minutes into the game, and T1 are already hammering onto inhib towers.
Yeah, Paze 1 stack away from 225. Should be able to get it here.
Here we go, Paze, Chunk. You're in. No way. Finishing it off. Carrier next on the chopping block is Faker. In the meantime, got Brokey, and he'll zoom on out of the base. Inhib survives, though. Huge credit, though. There's now a TP play. Maybe this is the chain of events that can turn this shambles of a game around. Tolkien chasing Faker. Doran is here too, though. Tolkien, he ain't tanky at this point. That's a lot of damage coming on through, and Doran will be there to finish the job. Ona grabs one as Doran looks for a 2v1 on the bottom side of the fight. Gets the knock up onto Carney, and there's no way he's helping Carney on this one, as redemption for the orbital strike onto Carney as well. Agarin solo on HP, and Ona has to flash away. No way, diving back into the fight, but Doran is loving every second. He's down, taken into his res, but you just can't kill him. You just can't kill him. Brokey trying to do what? What is that damage? It's a double for Doran. As Agarin is next, and he looks for more. Triple for Doran.
He does eventually go down, but so much damage coming out for this champion. Oh, Carney just about. Oh no, Carrier!
T1 are loving every second of this. They're doing a G2, as it were, to NNO.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, and the game is pretty cooked for NNO. Paze has his stacks, Carrier styling on them, flashing over the wall to secure the kills, and Doran has hit raid boss status at this point.
Yeah. This game almost as cooked for NNO as my voice is at this point. As There's no way now. Trying to defend this tier 2 at the bottom side. Hayes. Claps his way to safety. Look at the Panthers. Orga and the tanks go in. Faker, though, stopping No Way from following up. The stun is there. That actually doesn't quite finish the job. It's looking pretty good for NNO to start the fight off as Owner looks for a little bit more, but there's not really anywhere to go. And the Dragons are starting to dominate. But there's a hook from Carney again. Carney's Thresh has been immaculate. There's No Way. Looks for a bit more action. The shield is not enough against the burns. And the two Dragons pushing forwards alone in the base. Carney looking for a hook, and he finds it again. The CC is there to follow up and pays us down, but Doran looks for more himself and eviscerates Brokey. Going underneath the towers for a little bit more as well. Carney, the sole defender here for NNO, underneath these towers, but I'm not sure even Carney can protect himself from Doran, but Tolkien arrives and cuts through the top laner at T1.
Carney is just refusing to let this game end, finding these fantastic hooks onto T1, shutting down Pays. This Smolder who's so scary, just getting taken down, and look, the game is in a rough spot, but the crowd is still cheering and hoping they continue the round.
The crowd is all the way behind NNO, praying for a comeback. 7,500 gold is the lead for T1. That is the mountain that NNO has to climb. And they're finding a couple of these picks. The items are coming online. We're on the 2 items fight.
No way.
Then here's No Way. Looks for Faker, but can't quite find the kill.
Gets him low, but he's able just to slide out. Oh, the ult from Owner.
Going in, pays the damage onto both. Tolkien, the first target is the burn. Is ticking away. Mom flies on through, and Owner finishes the job as Doran low on HP, but there's no such thing as low on HP on Zahen. He just survives no matter what you do, and Brokey will be burnt to death. Another fight for T1, and they look for more. They're not interested in ending the game. They're interested in ending No Way, despite his quite generous draft. They still just want to kill him.
That's your coach, let him go. They'll chase him down. Faker just keeps tapping the slow on him. We'll get range. The two Dragons will beat him down.
I mean, what can you do? And the rest of T1 are finishing the job. 2 games in a row. Absolute bangers here in Munich as T1 decimate NNO.